Hello. Welcome to Lori's Classroom Stories and Crochet.
Hi there, it's Lori, and this series of yarn hauls will be brought to you by questionable decisions I made as a teenager. My first story is about my really good friend who I became friends with in 7th grade because my sister and her brother were dating each other or hanging out or whatever it was, because it was middle school, so I don't know what you really call it. They were probably dating. It was probably actually to that level. Anyway, so we were all going to go to homecoming, and my house was the closest to the high school where the homecoming dance was going to be. And so a bunch of my friends had come over and were hanging out. Now, my sister was already 18 at the time, and so we were all 15 or 16, me and my friends, and we got what I would call full-on slap happy. Sorry about my ring light. Let's see if I can get that knot. Okay, hopefully that's better. Anyway, so when my sister was 18, she was old enough to be in charge. She had a couple friends over too. My friend who, is now a firefighter. Well, we didn't really have an adult around because my mother had gone to Georgetown for the weekend. It was a fact we didn't necessarily tell the other parents, but my sister was there. She was 18. It was okay, right? Right? It would have been okay. Would have been fine. We all had a shaving cream wire, like it was in our hair, and we had mohawk spikes and everything. I will see if I can find a picture. I cannot promise I can find a picture of this because, it was back in the day where we kept things on the DL, right? We did not have photographic evidence. Anyway, all of that to say what happened, and she and I talked about it just this last week. This friend, my friend, I didn't recall if I could say her name, so I'll just leave her name out. Anyway, so we're shaving cream wire, and I decide we need to have shaving cream in our hair and spiky mohawks, and I was going to do a Jazzercise class. It was the 80s. Again, all fine and dandy, all wholesome fun. We were all wholesome kids. There was no drinking or drugs or anything involved here, okay? So even though the reason my mother left my sister in charge was because we weren't doing those things. So, I'm doing a Jazzercise routine. I have these 1 pound weights in my hand and promptly managed to clock my friend right here in the eyebrow. Swelled up like an elephant ear. I think that's what they're called. Big old swelling. And we're all freaking out. We don't know what to do. She gets a black eye. So this is a Saturday night. She gets a black eye. We call the parents. What do we do? I think we had a bag of frozen peas. I don't remember. I just remember feeling terrible. She got a big black eye. More to the story. Monday was Spanish club photos, or maybe it was Tuesday, but either way, she still had a black eye, so there is evidence in the yearbook that this actually happened. But then she informed me that on Monday, because she had a black eye, they called her into the office to make sure she wasn't being abused by her parents, who were lovely human beings, and I felt terrible. I can't, because I was just being an idiot. And it wasn't, yeah. But at least the school was checking up. I mean, I'll say that for the school. They were doing their job, but no, it was Lori. And then if you knew me then in school, I literally got awards for perfect attendance. And I was pretty much a straight A student in all of middle school. Most, not quite straight A, but close in high school. But anyway, so they're like, wait, you're saying Lori did this? Yep, I did. It was an accident, and it was not her parents. Her parents were lovely people. They are lovely people. Would never. Anyway, so yeah, that's the story of how I gave a really good friend a black eye. Now on to the yarn haul. Okay, so I've not looked thoroughly in this box. This box, it was in 3 paper bags, but I've kind of put it in this box to consolidate a little bit. This box I got for $25 off of NextDoor. Well, NextDoor app is a little bit misleading because this was not NextDoor. It was well over a half an hour drive away, but that's fine. I figured I believe it's less than $1 per, and my phone is making all kinds of noise. Let me take care of that. For $25, it's okay that I had to drive a little bit away to get it. All right, let's grab the first bag. So this is a gray color. These are definitely 4-weight yarns. I got a ball of variegated black and gray. 2 different tones of gray. Actually, there might be 3 different tones of gray, but there's black too. So a little partial skein. So one of my yarn managements is going to be finding like partial skeins like that are scrap level, and I might ball them up, but that skein's in pretty good shape. And then this one, I'm really having trouble seeing. Yeah, that's a gray. That's a gray as well. It looks like it has just like a green undertone almost. It might have a green undertone. But no, I would probably call that a 4-weight, right? Feels like acrylic. So that's bag number 1. Oops, sorry if that's crinkly noise. Sorry about that. Okay, next one. Oop, pinks. Oh, I like how they've organized this. So those must be grays. So here's a bag of pinks. Now what's funny about this one, this top one, I have 2 or 3 more skeins of this exact yarn. So I can actually make something with that. And then this pink, I have a skein of this pink from my aunt. Now this one I don't think I have. I don't know if I've got any coral or... Yeah, it's not orange. It's definitely in the pink family, but it looks orange on the screen, but it's more of a coral, so it's somewhere between pink and orange. And then again, a scrap ball. So I am going to consolidate all my scraps like that. So I'm actually going to move this scrap, even though it's in the pinks, I'm going to move this scrap into the gray bag because it's a scrap. All right. That's bag number 2. So now we are at 1, 2, 3, 4 pretty much full skeins, and most of a skein, and then a scrap ball. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm at what I would call five skeins right now, and that's 2 bags, 2 Ziplocs. There's lots of Ziplocs. All right. Here's the tans. Again, I love the way she arranged this. Tans, that's an off-white. That one's a full ball that's never even been touched. This one looks like it might be Wool-Ease. What do you guys think? Think that's Wool-Ease? Probably. Here's one that hasn't been used. This is a DK. Debbie Bliss Rialto DK. Extra fine merino wool superwash. That alone, that's a decent ball of yarn. This is DK weight, 4mm knitting needles. I do not see a crochet hook on here, so again, this is a this is 50 grams, 105 meters, or 114 yards. This is a yarn that's probably intended for knitting because it does not have a crochet hook on it, but that ball I guarantee was more expensive than, like I said, I think I'm in the ballpark of $1 per yard ball, but we're going to find out. Okay, and then a basic it's a yellowy tan is what I would call that color. I don't know if it has a name. It looks more off-white on the screen, but it's more of a yellowy tan. Let's see if it... This one is definitely a tan color. Let's see if it's got a colorway. It's 100% wool, though, either way. Anyway, so there's that. So these 2, 3, and an off-white. And I would call that a 4-weight basic acrylic. So that bag has what I would call is most of 3 balls or skeins. That, again, that one right there, so soft. It's so soft. And that's a nice ball of yarn. That's quality. All right. Okay, next bag. All right, some variegated of the same kind. So a ball and a partial ball. So that could be ideal if I just needed a little more than a ball. Let's look at what this is. Barella knitting worsted weight. 100% acrylic. It's really getting washed out. It's pink. It's a very pale pink and a very pale blue and white. Approximately 240 yards. 4.5 millimeter needles. It again does not say crochet hook, but I have a feeling this was crafted in the USA, so this is not new yarn. It's hard to find that. This is called Baby Ombre. So that yarn, again, she was very organized with this yarn. I don't know the story behind why she was getting rid of it, but anyway. Okay, so what are we up to? We got, I'll call this 1. It's like 1 plus, and then I'll count these each as 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10 balls, and I'm not fully counting partials. I'm kind of mixing them in. And that was the last of the first bag. Again, there were 3 bags. Okay, this one I already saw because it was in the top, and everybody's going to probably laugh when they see it. But we got scrubby yarn. Now, I personally don't use the scrubby yarn. However, my sister does. She has a knitting loom, and she likes to make washcloths out of there. I told her that there was a black and gray and white variegated. She was very excited about that. I told her that kind of a running joke online, mostly because of Bag-A-Day, is that you make, I know she jokes that it's for her husband, but I've changed the joke. If there's somebody you really don't care for, make them a pair of underwear out of scrubby yarn. But anyway, this will go to a good home. My sister, I've already told her, she's getting that as a, again, have not mailed her Christmas present. I am negligent, to say the least. This here, it has a tag here. Let's see what it says. 62% cotton, 38% polyamide, 98 yards. I don't know if that's a full ball, but those are the same kind of yarn. And this is a different style, so you can see. Let's focus, focus, focus. Come on. That it's like the chain, the hollow chain. And the nice thing with that is how much stretch it'll give you. So that's very useful yarn. Where do I want to put that one? I'll figure it out. Oh, here's the rest of that ball. It's Conway Bliss Clio. Debbie Bliss. I read that part and that part. Let's see if it has, again, it's just showing knitting needles. 5 millimeter knitting needles are US 6. And then it gives you a grid. P. I don't remember what the P in a circle. That doesn't sound right. Sorry. What's the circle P? I won't say P in a circle again. Oh my God. And the shape of that. Okay. Lori just needs to grow up, right? Anyway. Okay. Sorry, guys. The yarn fell on the floor. And I'm in my craft/cat room, so I don't know. I don't want it on the floor. Okay. So Lori's inappropriate, needs to stop. So hand wash cold. I believe that's what that 30 degrees C. I don't know how cold that is, actually. Anyway, you can iron it? That's shocking. Oh, it's because it's mostly cotton. Do not triangle, which is bleach, right? And then it looks like do not tumble dry. Because I don't know those symbols, but I'm sorry about not knowing what P in a circle is. And I'm sorry also for the shape of this ball band. Okay, moving on. Hopefully you're all finding me ridiculously entertaining because I'm a silly, silly human. Okay, I will put those in this bag. So I've got some fantastic green. I can always use green because I do like to, as housewarming gifts, like to make crocheted cactus and succulents. This is a thick yarn. That is green. It kind of looked black, but it's like a dark green. It's like a forest green with the white. That's a really pretty. I will have to probably, that looks like perfect for a little, there's a little piece of thread, a little Christmas thing, ornament, cup cozy, something, right? Does not look like Christmas. All right, so I'm going to put the Cleo yarn in there with the ball band that is special. I don't even know. I'm well over. I'm at like at least 12 balls of yarn. Right here's a white bag. Again, love the way this lady organized the yarn. Fantastic. This is that very fuzzy, fluffy yarn. It kind of sticks on itself. You do not want to. You make sure you do something simple with this because that is not going to frog worth anything. But what great trim that would be on something, right? Oh, it's so soft. But it's quote unquote sticky. It's not like stuff's going to stick to it. So I need to make sure no cats or dogs come anywhere near that because their hair is going to stick to that like crazy. Okay, and then we have this yarn. Looks like 2 partial balls. Very thick. White. And feels like acrylic, probably acrylic. And I don't remember if this type of yarn is polyester or acrylic. I think this is polyester. It's sort of like eyelash yarn, but like fleecy. That fleece, that's what it feels like. Which I think fleece is polyester, right? Okay, that just fell on the floor. Did we get anything picked up from cat hairs or anything? Nope, no cat hairs. All right. Next ball is a full ball of Patton's Beehive Chunky Baby. That's 2. Nope. 1, 2. Yeah, there it is. Relatively soft. It says it's a bulky 5. Yeah, that's probably right. Not pulling it out. That's pretty thick. 6mm knitting needle, 6mm crochet hook. Do not triangle, so no bleaching. The do not triangle is Crafting Kitty. Looks like we can wash, dry, iron, no circle. Do you guys know what does that symbol mean? I don't know that one. I know no triangle means no bleach, right? I don't know what no circle means. Anyway, this is 70% acrylic and 30% nylon, so it's probably somewhat stretchy. Yeah, you can see how much stretch you can get on that. Yep, machine wash and dryable. How many yards? This is 100 grams. Colorway Wider White. I'm just going to leave that hanging out there. Oh, wait, that's inappropriate. Okay, so 109 yards. No, sorry, 109 meters, 120 yards-ish. And this is Patton's. Patton's is a pretty good brand, from what I understand. I don't think I've ever used Patton's. So there's more white, and I think there's just a couple white scraps in here. Here's one. What do you guys think that is? That might be a 3-weight. Nah, maybe a 4. It's almost like Caron Simply Soft thickness, and this looks like it's the same yarn. Right? Do they look the same? Yeah. And then we got a little ball scrap. The little ball scrap is gonna go into that other bag, so I can at least start my scrap organization. These will probably stay together because together that's a decent amount of yarn. Okay, let me put all of this back in this white bag. Fuzzy yarn again. I do like amigurumi, and that's a great edging for a hat, to soften it up, to make it feel nice against your skin, unless you don't like the fleecy feel. All right. I'm at least at 20 balls, right? Okay, here's another bag. We got some Wool-Ease. I know a lot of you use Wool-Ease. And I'm over-enunciating on purpose. So this is, before we get to the Wool-Ease, this is Vanna's Choice. I have some purple in this. This is a gray color. What's the colorway? Charcoal gray. That's accurate. So Vanna's Choice is a Lion brand. This was a St. Jude's Children's Hospital on the label, so I don't know if it was like a portion of the proceeds went to St. Jude's or something. That's cool if it did. 5.5 millimeter needles and 6 millimeter hook, crochet hook. Medium 4 weight, which I would have assumed, which is that Aran weight. Worsted. Worsted is the more common. It says, do not triangle wash, do not iron. Ooh, circle. An A. A in the circle. What does that mean? Do y'all know? Please tell me in the comments if you know what circle. An A in the circle means. That could go really funny in my head too. I'm going to try to behave and not say all the things that just flash through my mind. And I assume this is more of that. Probably. Is it? Yeah, those are the same. So that's good. So those are those will stay together. And then this is a partial of what I'm going to pull out next. Wool-Ease, as promised. Wool-Ease. Wool-Ease is a super bulky. Ooh, I could make a armchair chef's hat out of this. It's a super bulky 6, 9 millimeter needles and crochet hook. Do not triangle, do not iron. Got the circle A again, machine washable and dryable. Make sure you match dye lock, blah blah. Okay, this color is Raven. You can see it's that's a perfect name for it because it got all the different grays and black. And then that partial roll, so just a little bit more than one. And then this is a scrap ball, so I'm going to set that aside. I don't even know, what color is that? This is like a dark taupe maybe, so like kind of gray, kind of tan. So I'm going to put it with this scrap ball, and then I'm going to, what I need to do now is make a basket for all my scraps. But I think I will use I'll use some kind of bag. I'll figure it out. But I am, like scraps like this where it clearly is partial of a matching yarn, I'm going to keep together. So I don't consider those scraps. Alright, so that's Wool-Ease. Oh, did I say the composition? Wool-Ease is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. and this is 87 yards. But again, it's bulky 6, so 87 yards goes pretty far. My cat is now getting in the paper bag that I put on the floor. Because, you know, why wouldn't they? All right. Oh, yay. This is like perfect for amigurumi. I may ball this up on my ball liner. This is super soft. It's a chenille yarn, kind of a moss green, maybe is what I would call that. Because it's not olive and it's not sage, but it's certainly not grass or Kelly green. So I'm going to go moss green, and that is so soft. I could make an amazing dinosaur out of that. So very excited about that, and that's a lot of yardage. Lots of yardage there. I could definitely get an Ami or two out of that. Amigurumi, that is. I have a friend that goes by Ami, so that's why I'm clarifying. Amigurumi. See, it's instinct now. I'm not going to store it that way, but like it's instinct to get it to squish down. Let's see how small I can get this. All right. Oh, he's losing his mind on all the baskets and stuff around here. Okay, so I got it squished down. But I'm excited about that. I won't store it that way, I promise. I promise it won't stay squished down because that's bad for the yarn to not breathe. Okay. Okay, I think I've been coming out of this back bag. Also didn't sound right, so I apologize for my questionable word choice, which got me in trouble as a teacher all the time. I speak before I think, and then I have the mind of a 13-year-old. So, okay, partial ball. So I'd call this 1.5 balls. It's that same kind of bumpy yarn. So this is called homespun. Like that pink one, but that pink one I literally have, I think, 3 other balls of that. This is 98% acrylic and 2% other fiber. 2% mystery, what they're saying. All right, 6 ounces, 185 yards or 169 meters. 6 millimeter needles, 6.5 millimeter hook. Lion brand, bulky 5. I forgot that this was classified 5. And the colorway is Lagoon, which is spot on, the perfect name for that. All right. So there's that. I am well past, I believe, 20 skeins of yarn. And then a lot of scraps to boot. Okay, I'll let the bags fall on the floor. That's all right. All right, next bag. And this is going to do it. When I'm pulling this is a big one. Okay. Oh, yes. Very nice. This one is the Ombre Super Saver, which the Ombre is a little bit softer than regular Super Saver. Again, if you're looking at certain projects, really actually Red Heart, if you can use it, if you don't have the skin issues, some of the Red Hearts, it actually, the way it holds, the way it stitches, it is actually a great yarn. I like the shawl that they've done on the cover, and that Ombre, this is colorway fuchsia, I already saw that. So, machine washable, 4-weight, worsted weight, 100% acrylic, machine wash and dry, do not iron, do not triangle, do not bleach, aka. All right, so that's the fuchsia. And then we have more of that, this yarn. What's this called again? Homespun? Homespun, but in a different colorway. This is a purple colorway. It's like very grape purple, but it's definitely homespun. So I'm actually going to stick that with the Lagoon. Lagoon, not legume. One is something you swim in or look at and it's beautiful, and the other is something you eat. And most people don't realize peanuts are not nuts. Peanuts are legumes. Just because of I like to be a nerd and pass on random facts like that. All right, and here's another Ombre, Super Saver Ombre in this beautiful purple. Violet is the name there. That might go to my sister too. She said she wanted pastel-y colors, and there's not a ton of the dark purple, so we should be good there. Anyway, the scrubby didn't need to be in pastel or light colors, because she uses her knitting loom to make scarves and stuff. I think she makes dishcloths on there and scrubbies. Okay, I am assuming this is all. Oh. This is why I need to get my yarn organized in case anybody ever has to go through it. All right, Vanna's Choice, and I believe all of this is the same. The black is softer than the other color I showed, the charcoal. Softer by a lot, actually, which is funny. And it's the St. Jude's again. 4-weight yarn, 5.5 millimeter needles, 6 millimeter hook. And we've got the circle A. There. Okay, so all together that's, I think that is different. I actually think I have this yarn. I feel like it's called Woodlands or something. I have this yarn somewhere else. I'm going to move that because that's not the same. These two are definitely the same kind of yarn. And I always need black, so very happy with a black. Let's see if it's just called black. Yep, just called black. All right. Is that bag done yet? I think this is the last one in that bag. All right, so we got our fall colors. I had several balls of this yarn, but it is now this project bag I made back, I want to say in June for Armchair Chef Lori's thing. I did not have enough yarn to actually make the pocket that you're supposed to make, so this bag hasn't been super useful to me yet, but it could be, and maybe I can go ahead and put that, make a pocket with that. Sorry. All right, this is, it doesn't quite, it's a little darker than it looks on my camera there. It looks very mustard, but it's more Dijon mustard. It's dark. It's a dark yellow, but again, great fall color, or a great 70s color for the Decade Divas. I was about to say not for what I'm doing, but yeah, it actually might work for what I'm doing. This one would definitely too. This is definitely a brighter yellow. It's not like a sunshine yellow. It's a what I'd call a sunflower yellow. Again, a very 70s color. I have another ball of this, I believe. I think the colorway, these seem to all be worse weight. This colorway I think is pumpkin spice, maybe? Maybe just pumpkin. And then, like I said, I legitimately have 0 of this because I used it all, but I have a purpose for that. I'm going to set that over to the side and not put it back in this bag because it has a purpose. And then this bright orange. I actually am going to put that with this and hold those together because I believe that's why I ran out of yarn, because I had to hold 2 together in that project. If you were trying to get rid of yarn, that is a great project. All right. So I'm going to put these very 70s colors back in this bag. Look at that. I mean, fall leaves, I mean, right? Or 70s colors. All right. That, I believe, was that bag. All right. Yes, that is now empty. Now, one more bag. Do you guys think I got my money's worth for $25? I sure think I did. Okay, some more. This is all browns and tans, which, believe it or not, I was concerned about running out of brown. But I did have a big enough ball, I think, from Hirschner's that, not new, but this is something I had. This looks like, it was kind of 2 balls together. Here, let me just wind it up. All right, I'm my own ball winder right now. All right. Okay. So this looks like a thinner yarn. Might be a DK weight. What do you guys think? Just remember, I have really small, ridiculously tiny hands. So, sorry, if I pull it, you really see it's skinny. It could be classified as 4, but I think that's a 3. That feels really nice. I would assume acrylic or polyester maybe, because it is so stretchy. Look at that. So, it's a nice chocolate brown. Another brown, but not as chocolatey. More like milk chocolate, I guess. And that's a very acrylic-y, definitely a worsted weight, number 4. Is this more of this? There's a little bit more of this one. So I'm going to wind that on there. So that stays together. All right. That, I would say, is probably pretty darn close to a full ball or whatever it was before. Some more of this. No, those are not the same, are they? Are they the same? Oh, they are the same. So I'll put that together. And that one too. And we got a Vanna's Choice here. This one's St. Jude's as well. This is Toffee. Toffee. So I have this plus this. I'm going to try to stick that inside it. Oh, where's my phone when I need it? All right. I'm sticking that kind of in the middle. This is not creating yarn barf, I hope. It looks like yarn barf, right? But it's not. I kind of forced that. All right. And then this beautiful variegated. Now, I think if I ever saw a colorway that Bag a Day would love, it's right there. It's all the browns. It's all the browns. So, beautiful, beautiful color there. All right, so that's the browns, or maybe the darker browns. This acrylic is pretty soft. This is Vanna's Choice. Again, they're all different softnesses. It's weird. So far, I think the black was the softest. This toffee was reasonably soft. And this is, it's almost a more in the silky end of the spectrum. Oh, and yes, look at my beautiful cotton all together. So, and now you can see I've got a lot of yarn arranging to do, and I haven't even opened my box from Hirschner's, my box from Mary Maxim, and I have another box from Yarnspirations on the way. Oh, more scrubby yarn. Yay, my sister will be excited. She's getting all of that. All right, so that's one more ball of scrubby. So that's 4 balls of scrubby. This is kind of a maroon color, maybe a little lighter than maroon, closer to red, but on the camera it definitely looks maroon. I'm going to set it there, and then I'm assuming that's a variegated or pooling, because those two colors are so different. I don't think they shoved a different color inside. So that's kind of a rust color and kind of a brownish gray color. All right, and then a red scrap, maybe cherry. I'm going to put that over with the scraps. And then we got another Very Much a Christmas. That's a big one, so that would go well with this green. This, again, this is forest green, but those clearly would go together, right? I'm going to put this, I want to move this to this bag. All right. See, I am trying to organize somewhat. I'm really grateful she organized the way she did by color. This is, I think I've had this color before. I'm pretty sure this is Super Saver, and that is I would call that an Americana red, is what I would call that color. When you think of red, a red crayon maybe, that's the color it is. So these were reds and rusts. Let me put that in there. All right. This is way past 25 balls, so yeah. I got, oh, this is a whole bag of this peach yarn. I saw the pictures. I didn't realize it was this many rolls of it. So let me get the one that has a ball band on it. It's 1, 2, 3. So 3 full of this, and then 2 mostly. So really, it's pretty much 5 balls of yarn. So let's see the details. It looks like it could be a DK. Let's see. Well, it probably won't be because of the fluff balls on it. Let's see what it says. Yeah, it's calling it a medium 4, but that's because of the fluff balls, because that I would not call a 4-weight. Anyway, 5mm knitting hooks, 5mm crochet hook. Do not triangle, do not bleach, so do not iron, do not circle, hand wash. Hand wash dry flat is what it says. All right, and this is called Bernat Dippity Dots. It is 162 yards or 148 meters. I am so sorry. 39% nylon, 38% acrylic, 23% polyester. So quite, the polyester is probably the little fluff balls. And the colorway is peach. Now I have a very similar, it is not the same, but a very similar yarn, but it's mint green, and it has little, pretty much the same color little puff balls. But yeah, that's 5 of those. Again, I definitely got my money's worth. But I also got my money's worth in holy mackerel. I'm going to have to organize all this. At least yeah, it's somewhat organized. I just have to get it all the way. These look like blues, maybe? That's a nice solid blue, maybe a pushing toward navy, but not navy. It doesn't look like that on the camera. See, this is a true blue. Can you see the difference? How it's a darker. Anyway, there's that one, and then this is a scrap of the thicker. So it's basically, so I'm going to put it with this because it is pretty much that blue that is in there. So again, I'm going to do a little bit with that project bag and make it more useful for me so I actually use it. I'm going to put all of this in this bag. All right. So again, I'm trying to somewhat organize as I go because Lori has a lot of yarn management to do. Because I have not bought yarn without specific purpose in a long time, and now I've done it a whole bunch. But that's probably it for a while, so you won't see yarn hauls for me for a while after this week. Well, once I get my last one, so my one from Yarn Inspirations. Let's see, where do I want to put the blue? The blue yarn. I'm going to put it with the Super Saver. It's definitely not a Super Saver. It feels, maybe it's a Vanna's Choice as well. Ooh, that one's in a little, the word left my head. Whatever this kind of bag is. You know, one of these bags. So this is some thick yarn. I'll show this to you. What are these dang bags called? Put it in the comments. My brain is not. See, I should have done this on a live. That would have been the smart thing to do. All right, this colorway is called Peppery. It says it's 22 yards, 74% acrylic, 22% wool, 4% mystery fiber. They don't say mystery, they say other, but I'm calling it mystery fiber. All right, and it's a super bulky 6. Shannon from Another Yarn would love this. I believe it says a 20 millimeter knitting needles and 19 millimeter crochet hook. So yeah, Shannon, tempting. I won't send that to you though. I won't. But yeah, I mean, it's correctly labeled. That is some thick yarn. That one I'm going to have to spend some time figuring out what I want to do with that. Should I put it back in this organza? The word organza bag. There it is. My brain decided to work. All right. Okay, again, did I get my $25 worth? Holy mackerel, yes. Especially because the scrubby yarn has purpose. I'm on my last bag, I believe. Here we go. This is fun. See, again, this kind of fuzzy yarn is so great for amigurumi. So it's that fleecy, it's fleecy yarn. It's not the eyelash yarn though, like the other one, is it? Oh, maybe a little bit. I'm gonna have to be careful. Yeah, it is. But love it. I could definitely make some fun amigurumis with that. And then a little scrap in that kind of colorway. I love this colorway. That's fun. And then, so these are greens and blues. I'm getting Sully from Monsters Inc. here, right? And then this beautiful light blue with the brown flecks. And then this green and blue and white. I will definitely figure out how to make some amigurumis out of that yarn there. So that's a whole heck of a lot of yarn. And like I said, I spent $25. Yes, I did have to drive a half an hour, a little more than half an hour each direction. Pretty sure it was worth it. I'm going to take these bags out. Sorry about the crinkle. And put these bags in here. And then we will figure out how the heck I'm going to arrange this yarn. Now, how she arranged the yarn was great. For me, it was pretty much by color, sometimes by type of yarn, but mostly by color. And, okay, so I may have to lay this all out on the spare bed and take a picture so you can really see how much yarn is here, because it's wild. I'm going to put these little scraps in this bag that I said that I would put them in. In the beginning, it's got that nearly full skein of gray, but put the scraps in there for now. And then I did a bag of scrubby for my sister. That I'm going to keep separate. And then the pinks, like I said, love the way she organized it. I don't know if that's how I will organize it. I have a lot of organizing decisions to make, like I did. That's going to block it, all that cotton together. So all my, it's not all 100% cotton, but all the cotton yarn is right there. This variegated and this tan. So that box, it was a box I had. It says, please handle with care, fragile. I don't know that the yarn is fragile, but I don't remember what was in this box. But anyway, it was a box I had. So that box is very full. That plus this, $25. So yeah, better than a mystery box. And I will find purposes for all that yarn. So yeah, just remember, if you're a teenager and your parents aren't home, even if your 18-year-old sister is, try not to give your friend a black eye. Talk to you later.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.